All right. Hello, everybody. It is the morning right now before class, and I decided, you know what? I want to come on here and do some of my learning and studying with you guys. So that's what I'm doing. I picked up this new book yesterday. I went to the Imperial War Museum, and oh my gosh, I was nerding out so hard. And this book just looked so interesting to me. It's like, I was gonna say compilation, but I feel like that's the wrong word when it comes to books, but they compiled love letters from the Great War, which is World War One, and I'm gonna read some on stream because they're short. Like, it's not like I'm gonna be reading like paragraphs. It's just like short love letters, and there's so much context and emotion to each one. So wanted to read that with you guys. But I'll say hi to you guys first before doing that. Let me just open up all of my chats. And Damus, hello Damus, and Ninja Cool Pants claiming first day. Oh my gosh, hello Ninja Cool Pants, and Kev, hello, how are you, Kev? Kev slash Cheese, I still remember you telling me I can call you Cheese. And Mastix, hello, and Ninja Cool Pants 5 stream streak. Oh my gosh, thank you. My gosh, I appreciate you so much, always just bringing the good energy and just even like looking out for me a lot. I appreciate you a lot. And Jugger 6 Penguin, oh my goodness, hello, it's been a long time, how are you? Hello, so nice to see all of you guys. I'm feeling quite warm today. It's like really cold outside, but I'm in an apartment building, so the sun is very much coming through because I'm on a higher story, you know, and big windows and all that. So I might need to open the window later, but that'll just add some city ambiance to this, you know. So maybe that would be nice. I feel like I should play music. I was thinking of that. I really need to get some like copyright free music to play on these streams now that I'm chatting more, but I'll get to that one day. You guys know I'm very slow when it comes to automating stuff and all the tech stuff. I'm not tech savvy. And you're good. I'm glad, Jugger6 Penguin. I'm really glad. Always happy to hear you guys are doing well. I guess I'll give a haul first of new stuff that I picked up that I'm excited to yap about. So yeah, when I first started stream, I was yapping about going to the War Museum, which, oh my goodness, was just, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to see some of that stuff just real in front of you. Like, seeing like real, like a real Spitfire that was actually flown in battle like over 50 times or something, like just hung up there. My goodness, it was crazy to see. And then there was like this wreckage of this one car that was destroyed in a suicide bombing, and they just had it right there in the museum. It's like, it makes stuff so real. Like, obviously it's real, but like, you know, like with history, I think especially as you like study history so much and you read so much about history, it's easy to kind of not get desensitized, but it's easy to just start viewing it as history. But now it's like actually seeing it for real, it really puts you in there. Like, oh my goodness, like that car got blown up and it's right there in front of me. That's the remains of that car that got blown up, where real lives were obviously involved and everything. It's crazy to see. And Sen, welcome on in. Hello. And I agree, it's really crazy, almost as insane. Seeing who is MD Pope. Who is MD Pope? Does somebody want to educate me on pop culture? And Cryptic Venom, hello! Nice to see you. I'm just here to chat with you guys for a bit. Hello. Nice to see you as always in chat. Let me give you guys a haul of what I've picked up. So, obviously I've got that book that I want to just read with you guys today on stream. And Massix in Real Life War Museum stream. War Museum Live. You know what, that would be cool, but like my phone service is so bad. Like I committed to like this one phone plan, and like the data, it's enough to survive, but to stream I would need to like actually get a better data plan. And also there's so many people in that museum, which I love to see. I love that there's just on a Monday morning so many people going to the War Museum. That's what I like to see. So it would be a little hard, but I'll do my best to bring it back to you guys here, though I would love to do more IRL streams. And insert witty name here. Hello, welcome on in. Thank you for saying hi. Hello. And I'm Sherry, if you remember. Oh my gosh, Sherry, of course I remember. And new name, I like to see it. Shoria Joshi. I probably butchered that as usual. But Sherry, nice to see you again. I hope life's been good. I hope the gaming's been going well. Oh my gosh. It has been a while. And Crypt took that RE7 stream though. Your reactions to it were hilarious. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, I was thinking like I was intending on doing more RE7 streams. Like today could have been an RE7 stream, but I just genuinely don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can handle it. That it's a bit much for me. My poor heart just could not handle anything scary. Jump scares are the death of me. And insert what do you name? Where are you from? I'm in Montreal. Montreal, very cool. I'm also Canadian, though I'm no longer, at least right now, I'm not in Canada anymore. But I am also Canadian. Spent 20 years, the first 20 years of my life in Canada. And I pronounce it correctly. No way. Actually, Sharia Joshi. I don't know. It sounds so weird coming out of my mouth, but so I'm happy to hear that I pronounced something correctly for once. And Cryptovenom, you're also Canadian. Oh my gosh, so many Canadians. I love to see it. Yeah, I was born and raised in Canada. And right now I'm in the UK though. Either I'm going to be staying in the UK for until pretty much like the next fall, or I'm going to go back to Canada for a bit and then come back either to the UK or another European country again in the fall. So we'll see. I'm excited. Plans are in motion. At first it felt so delulu, like, oh, like, am I really gonna be able to make it happen? But now I'm like, wait, I legit, if I wanted to, I could come back in the fall. So I'm gonna do that. I'm slowly relocating. We'll slowly make it happen. But yeah, rest of my haul for today first. This is random, but when I moved to the UK, I didn't bring a glasses case with me, which, and oh my gosh, Max Skinny! First of all, so nice to see you. My gosh, Max Skinny. I feel like it's been so long since I've chatted with you. But 9 months. Max Skinny, how are you? Oh my gosh, I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. I really hope you've been doing well, guys. Oh my gosh, as you can tell by the 9 months, one of the very early people who've just been so kind and supportive this whole time. Max Skinny, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And it's so nice to see you. And thank you. Max Skinny, as you can see in the chat, is just always so kind and positive. Every comment that you've ever left has just been so positive. Max Skinny, really, thank you. And how are you doing? Have you been playing PoE2 or anything at all? Or what have you been playing? What have you been doing? Oh my gosh. And insert what do you name? Thank you for the follow. I'll answer that question in a second. And Water Bottle, hello Water Bottle. Nice to see you again. And my goodness, you look older, your glow up is insane. Thank you, Ninja Cool Pants. Yeah, it's probably I don't know. I do think I've changed I'm slowly changing how I look. Cry please, let's clip it, and don't cry please. Oh no, the battle of the cry or not cry. To cry or not to cry, that is the question. And yeah, no, a lot has changed in life, and a lot of things will continue to change, which I'm so excited for. I might be in real life streaming in Portugal. That'll be fun, and just so much to look forward to. But yeah, don't worry, Maxine, no crying happening on here, though I really appreciate, again, your support, and you looking out for me. And Zivimo, welcome on in, fuck it, cry. You know what? Having a good cry is good. And I will say, like, I used to take, like, acting classes and stuff. Like, I used to do a bit of acting. Like, pretty much I can it depends, like, it's not consistent, but there have been times where, like, somebody would be like, oh, cry on command, and I can cry on command. But it depends. Like, I feel like it's not, like, consistent, but there are, like, I do somewhat have the ability to cry on command. And let's see. Sherry, I was busy with coaching and all, plus I thought you stopped streaming for a while, then I saw I missed many streams, and today I saw your short about relationship advice. Last I saw was Portugal stream. Oh my gosh, well, coaching, wait, what are you coaching? That's so cool. Coaching, it sounds so professional and awesome. And yeah, no, I have been streaming at different times and not much gaming. I did one gaming stream recently, but like in the last 2 months I've only done one gaming stream, and I have been streaming a lot less. But yeah, I'm trying to stream at least once or twice a week now, and yeah, more Portugal streams to come. Before that, Liza P was going on. Right, yeah, I want to get back to Liza P. Because, sorry, I was pulling at my hair again and pulled hair out. And now I had to throw it in the trash. TMI, maybe. But hey, when you have long hair, you lose a lot of hair. Yeah, I want to get back into Liza P. But right now, just more focus on IRL stuff. And albino, hello. Got no classes today, vacation. No, I do have classes today, just they start later and they go later. So yeah, as a result, I get to actually relax in the morning a little bit, do a little self-studying, which I'm gonna do on stream. And Cigar, thank you for the likes, I appreciate it. And how are you liking the UK? Ooh, insert witty name here. I'm loving it because like not every city is meant for every person, and I always like to say that. And I know a lot of people, they really dislike the UK. I see now that I'm based in the UK, I see a lot of I get recommended lots of TikToks of people like hating on the UK, but it's like everything I was missing in Canada, I get in the UK. Like just like for example, the degree I want is not available in Canada, and then all the war museums I'm talking about, all the theater, all that is unavailable in Canada. So the stuff that matters to me is here. Whereas like if you were into nature and stuff, then at least if you live in like London, then you're not getting that. So it depends on what matters to you. But for me, what matters to me a lot is here right now. And what games do you stream? I mostly stream Souls games. At least that was before. Because pretty much, yeah, I mostly streamed games before. I would stream like, you know, Elden Ring, Sekiro, Lies of P, stuff like that. And Ricardo Lopez, welcome on in. And are you mixed? I am not. I'm just, my parents are both Chinese. And thank you for the likes, insert witty name. And Black Lotus, hello, and Astra as well. Hello. Nice to see you both. We are crying now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh my gosh, group cry time. And Maxine, I haven't cried in a couple years. I stopped that. Really interesting. So it's like a conscious decision that you made. That's really interesting. I will say I cry a lot less now. When I was a teen, which makes sense, I cried a lot. But now okay, no, that's not true. But I do only cry, I only cry happy tears now. Like this sounds so corny, but it is true. Like legit, I think once a day I cry happy tears now. Like not like full on like bawling, but just like my eyes will like tear up just because I'm so happy here. Like I love living in London. It's like I need to pinch myself right now that I'm looking out my window and I'm in London. Like it's just been marvelous. It's been insert every positive word. Though I am lucky, I'm living in a nice part of London that I would not be able to sustain long term, but at least like I'm really glad that I get to at least for a few months live in a nice part of London and truly experience it, because it's just everything I've wanted and more. And I always need to pinch myself like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is my life right now. So weird to see you on at 7:44 p.m. Right, Astra? Yeah, right now my stream times are so much better for EU and Oceania and Asia-based people. So it's been cool. I liked it. I feel so much closer to you guys now. And Black Lotus, hello, and I thank you for all those nice comments. I need to acknowledge those. So kind of you. I'm looking amazing as always. All. And movie that makes you cry recently. Ooh, I don't watch many movies, so I haven't recently. I can't remember the last movie that's made me cry. But I will say the movie that's made me cry the most is Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. That still stands as movie that's made me cry the most. I do also avoid movies that I know would make me cry though. That's another thing. But I do know there's some movies which would definitely make me cry if I watch them. And Water Bottle London is a very artistic city, but I would never want to live there. Ooh, interesting. Why? I do know a lot of people say that though. A lot of people are like, why the fuck would you want to live in London? And I think like it's just I'm a big city person. Like living in the suburbs has been just so suffocating to me. Like the countryside and the quiet suburbs actually make me want to like do things I cannot say on stream, but it's made me very unhappy. So I love the big city chaos, but I might also be just being 20. And Astra, if I haven't cried in a while, just put my headphones on and play the Final Fantasy Piano Collection's Version of Eternity. Oh my gosh, I was watching, okay, I don't know the exact piece you're talking about, but I was watching somebody play Final Fantasy online yesterday, and I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, but the music is so good. Oh my gosh. And I feel that, like, there's certain music that, yeah, also I can put on and I will just instantly cry. And you know what? Sometimes it's good to get it out there. And Water Bottle, I feel like you are a really emotional person. Like the way you express your emotions is super out there. Yes, no, I totally see like the compliment there. So thank you for saying that. And yes, I very much am. That's just who I've been. And I think that's why I gravitated towards acting when I was younger, just because like I'm easily able to tap into my emotions. Like if you told me to feel sad right now, I could like just feel like a punch in my gut and just really feel it. And yeah, and I like to say often, like, I'm somebody who wears my heart on my sleeve. When I love hard. When I'm happy, I'm really happy. When I'm sad, I'll really be sad. I'm just somebody who really, I like to feel it all. I like feeling. And Zeplo and Schizo Gaming, hello, nice to see you both. Hello, bringing in the good energy as always, both of you. And so many comments to catch up on. Let me quickly catch up. And Mr. What do you name? I would like to visit Scotland. Ooh, I have not visited Scotland, which is weird because I'm in the UK right now. And I like when I first came here, I'm like, oh, for sure in these 4 months, I'm going to be visiting, you know, Cambridge, Oxford, all those places within England, and then also visiting like Scotland and going to Ireland. But now I'm like, wait, I don't think I'll have time. Because I'm going to be in London, just going to be chilling in London, then go to Portugal, then back to London, then to Portugal, then to Amsterdam, and then either home or staying in London for longer. We'll see. And YYC, are you doing the long distance relationship thing now? And nice to see you, by the way, YYC. And yes, I am. Though I can't remember how much I've caught you up on. But currently I'm doing long distance with a guy in Portugal. So it's not that long distance, though. If I were to go back to Canada, it'd become a lot more painful. But being at least in the same time zone has been really nice, because we just like fall asleep on the phone every day and stuff like that. And Sherry, I'm not a coach. I'm only like 17. Like, I mean, places where they prepare us for a competitive exam. Oh, I see. Oh, called coaching classes. Noted. Hey, just because you're 17 doesn't mean you can't be a coach, though. There's many people I know who've been coaching from young ages for various things, but exams, oh my gosh, good luck. I hope things have been going well. Oh my gosh, locking in. Oh, you're fatty me. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, I see the F like profile picture. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing up as your username. Interesting. Yeah, lately YouTube's been showing the usernames rather than the names, so I don't know what's going on there. And some songs make you cry. Manly tears, of course. Yes, of course, manly tears. Of course, manly tears. Manly tears. And Captain America Civil War, good war movie. Ooh, Captain America Civil War. I've actually never seen it, but one of my favorite actors, who his book is currently on my desk right now, he plays like a small role in it. I think no, he might be in the other Captain America movie. But Richard Armitage, if you know that name, you're goated. And water bottle, I don't know, the weather literally ticked me off so much I would never want to live in the UK. That's fair. Yeah, I will say, like, and I see your context. I live in a country where it's really hot and then it gets cold too, but the UK is so confusing, like it snows in April. Right, which that is what I'm used to, which I think is another reason why I like the UK, and I like, there was pretty much no culture shock, nothing for me, just because it's pretty much Canada, it feels, in terms of weather and stuff. In fact, right now, I think there's better weather in the UK than in Canada right now. Like, we've been getting a lot more sun here than in Canada, I believe. I haven't been keeping up with Canada weather that much, just because I have no reason to, but I know for a fact in my 20 years of living in Canada, I've never had, like, an October this sunny, which I know this year is, like, different for the UK. Like, it's weirdly sunny, but I guess I just got lucky that way. Oh, and, Zev, oh my gosh, I'm probably butchering your name, but Zevimo, thank you for the follow 9 minutes ago if you're still here. My apologies, I've just been yapping. I've not even gotten to my book. And Vinny's back with the tips on getting the GF. Oh my gosh, Vinny, you are a celebrity now. We all know you as a get tips on getting a girlfriend person. And I see Blue Zero there. Hello, Blue Zero. How are you? Nice to see you, Blue Zero. I'm doing really well, thank you. And can we peek at the earrings? Oh yes, for sure, Insanity. I got these for £3 at a market. I love these. There we go. Now, are you allowed to drive there with a Canadian license? I'm not sure, YYC. I'm not sure. But I haven't thought about driving because public transport's just been great. Like, yeah, so I haven't even, like, thought about it, which is nice. I don't know, everything's just so nice here. Can you, like, Can you believe public transport actually goes where you want to go rather than circling around your location for 2 hours? My goodness, it's nice. And CYC96, welcome on in. Hello. Oh my gosh, pro climber. That would be a bit of a stretch, but I appreciate you talking about climbing. Always happy to hear about climbing. And welcome on in. Nice to meet you. And by the way, guys, I got a new mug yesterday. It's about the women's suffrage movement. I had to pick it up in the War Museum. I was very happy with it. I was like, I have too many mugs now. Like, I still got my Spitfire mug as well, and my new glasses case, because I didn't bring one with me. I'm just such a nerd for this stuff. And oh, thank you, Insanity. You're so kind. Thank you. And YYC, can you understand all the Brit slang now? I haven't heard all that much, but at least like they've taught me some. Like some Brits have explained some, so I'm starting to pick it up. Though like the Brits that I talk to are quite, they're also like young, so like all of our language is also quite like, I think just, I'm thinking of like the main thing that confused me was when these like two Brits asked me like, oh, do you want to go to the shop? Like, we're about to go to the shop, and I'm like, what shop? Like the grocery store, or like there's so many shops. What shop? For them, I guess shop just meant the gas station, at least in their city. That was another UK city though, a smaller one. In Astra, almost all of the installments of Final Fantasy series are different stories and settings, but the terminologies and the names of things get reused, making it familiar. For example, known summons within the series are okay, not gonna try to pronounce those names, but in FF60 the characters can transform into those. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so it's like they're all different. I didn't know that, actually. I did not know that. Maybe I'll play them one day. I'm interested now. And Astra, have you ever visited any, what do you call the climbing places? Ooh, climbing gyms. Not in the UK, no, which is weird because, again, it's so cool living in a city that actually has more than 2 climbing gyms for the whole city. Like, I don't know what's wrong with Canada because, like, climbing's such a big thing there, but there's only, like, 2 climbing gyms. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I really don't know, like, in my city back there. But there's so many here. But my finger is still recovering, you guys, from the hospital visit. Like, on the outside it's healing quite well, but like on the inside, if I bend it too much, I can still tell like the inside it's delicate in there, so I'm not gonna climb. But also that means I can get my nails done finally, because like as a climber, and then before being a climber, a pianist, I could never like get my nails done because I had to have short nails. So tomorrow I'm going to go to the nail salon and get my nails done, which I don't know what color to get. Like, I do want to get a nice color because, you know, I'm seeing my long-distance man soon. So I'm like, maybe I should get, like, okay, if I wasn't gonna go see him, I would be like, okay, we're getting, like, red, like, this color. Like, a nice, like, it's been, like, trending, like, a nice, like, burgundy, like, red color. But I'm like, I want something more, maybe, soft and feminine, so maybe, like, a light pink or something. But just can't believe I'm getting my nails done, finally. But yeah, let me finish my quick haul of the books that I got, and then I'm gonna just read with you guys, because I might be writing one of my essays on this, which so in love with my classes. Can you believe I can write an essay on love letters of the Great War? Can you believe I can do that? Or if I wanted to, I can write an essay on this one pilot that has fascinated me since grade 10, since I was 16. It's been 4 years I've been fascinated with this pilot. And I walk into a bookstore. I went to a bookstore. I was 5 floors of just books. And I go to they have a huge military history section. And what do I see? Multiple books on this pilot. Do you know how hard that would be to find anywhere else? But yeah, I bought a book on Manfred von Richthofen. I'm probably butchering his name. My German, forgive my German, but he's a World War I pilot, not World War II, World War I. He died before the whole Nazi thing. But yeah, World War I pilot, that's just fascinated me for so long because he's very interesting. And this book is especially interesting because it compiles so many testimonies of people around him and what they thought about him. Because I know what he thought about himself. I know what historians think of him. But it'll be interesting to see what people just there around him think of him. So I can't wait to read this. And Odo, hello. Nice to see you. Hello. Welcome back. And Albino cannot climb because of health reasons. I love to do it. Right. I think now I'm calling you albino. Oh my gosh, fatty mate. I remember you telling me about that, which is unfortunate. I hope you found other things to do though. I think I know like my health reasons are nowhere near probably, because mine are just temporary, but I do feel you on that now, not being able to climb. But I have found other things to do, thankfully. And Finley Over, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. And Nichichu, hopefully I didn't butcher your name there. I'm German, never heard of this dude. I hear that a lot from Germans. I was like, there's like just, yeah, because I've been traveling and stuff, been like meeting more just born and raised Germans. They're like, yeah, maybe my grandfather's heard of this dude, but not me. But yeah, he's not that well known. I think it's only if you're really into history, and specifically aviation history, that he matters. And even for aviation, he doesn't really matter as like, you know, advancing aviation. He just flew the advancements. And 1KCB, welcome on in. Or 1KACB. Quick question, what do you think about the name Koopy for a cafe? What does Koopy mean? Does it mean something? Because I feel like without knowing what it means, it doesn't really, I just don't know what that means. But it sounds unique. It sounds unique. And have you heard of Sabaton? Yes! Oh my gosh, Astra! Yes! In fact, I could see Sabaton in concert if I wanted to. Because I swear every artist is coming to London. Another joy of living in London. Every artist is like coming to London. It's insane. So I could see Sabaton if I wanted to, live. Though tickets might be sold out by now. But yeah, the Red Baron song, I Love What They Know. And Darnell. Oh, did I say hi to Darnell? I don't think I said hi to Darnell. Hello, Darnell. Hello. And ask for my long distance man soon. Ooh, the cutest. Yeah, you guys might be seeing him on camera soon. And ask for the brain in me going, why would you call a war great? Aren't they terrible? That is a good point. Yeah, I think Great War is more so in reference to the scale of the war. Like the term total war we're exploring so much in class. Oh my gosh, thank you guys for listening to me yap about this. Like, I am so passionate about this stuff. Like, I genuinely just, it's so important. And there was also very little talk in school about World War I. Fair enough. I'm guessing that's fair. That's really fair. Yeah, I think as a Canadian we learn a good deal about World War I because it's quite an important war for Canadians. But I understand with every country's political situation and history, it can be difficult to talk about. Like, even when I as a Canadian talk about this pilot, I must be very careful and be like, okay, we're talking World War I here. Like, he died long before Nazism, like even the rise, like even just the very like roots of Nazism were planted. He died way before that. Because like I have had people even in like my history classes who just weren't paying attention. They'd be like, wait, why are we talking about this pilot like in a good way when like he was German? So yeah, I need to be very careful when talking about that. And also another book that I had to pick up, this is Billy Bishop. That's Billy Bishop, right? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. That is definitely Billy Bishop. Canadian pilot. Let me just we have an airport, I believe, in Canada. We have an airport in Toronto, I believe, that is named after him. But yeah, I saw this book and I'm like, wait, that's Billy Bishop. So, and this book turned out to be really interesting. Like, I looked at what it's actually about, and it's about kind of how like aviation back then and still now, even the way like I learned about it in class, it was quite romanticized. It was and still is quite romanticized even by historians right now. So this is more of like the other perspective of a historian kind of arguing about just like, yeah, about how we should not. So I'm ready to have my views on it, on aviation, be kind of not destroyed, but very much changed. I want it to be changed because I do think it's easy to get excited when talking about this stuff when you're passionate, so it's really good to be brought back down to earth for sure. Do you take book recommendations? I'm always happy to hear recommendations. I cannot guarantee I'll read it just because I'm a very slow reader, and I've got I just don't tend to. I used to read so much, but I don't read much anymore. But I'm trying to get back into it clearly. Agent Sonya Moscow. Ooh, Most Daring Wars by Moscow. Got some. Thank you for that recommendation. I want to look at that. Agent Sonya. I was talking to my dad yesterday about how like I could dedicate my whole life to just studying one period of history, just studying World War One, and even then, it feels like if I dedicated my whole life, I wouldn't have enough time to learn everything I wanted to learn. But we just gotta do our best. Just gotta do our best. But yeah, that was my book haul that I was really excited about. And Cryptic Venom saying, talking about war stuff. Have you heard of a movie called Warfare? It's a new one that came out this year. New movie called Warfare this year. Let me also look that up. Warfare movie 2025. Let's see what that is about. Alex Garland is about the. Oh, okay. No, I've not seen it. Wait, is it out yet? Okay, seems like it's out, right? Right, it came out much earlier. Interesting. Thank you for letting me know, Alex Garland. Might need to take a look. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching lots of movies and stuff in this, and just everything. Finally interacting with all the art I've wanted to. But I think I should finally get to what I've been meaning to do, because pretty much, like, I was gonna read this book anyways today, the love letters, because I'm looking for something to write an essay about. I'm pretty much supposed to write an essay on, like, an experience of war, like zooming in on a singular person's experience of war. And I'm like, if I could find a love letter in here that perhaps is like has enough detail and enough context, I could actually write an essay on it, which I think will be really interesting. And a Sandy quote, the girls might totally understand. I'm dyslexic myself, so I understand the slow read. Oh my gosh, thank you for getting it. Yeah, no, like, I think, like, for me, it's just been, like, doing sports a lot, like, high adrenaline sports, and then also playing video games and stuff. It's really wrecked, like, my attention span when it comes to reading. And Ichichu, I recently listened to a podcast about the Cold War. That was such an interesting story. The Cold War. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love how we history carers, that's such a bad way to put it, but people who care about history, we're uniting on stream right now. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And oh my gosh, Lewis! Oh my goodness, Lewis. Hello, and thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Lewis, and Ada Wong costume. You know, now that you say it, wait, this dress low-key, like, wait, low-key, because Ada Wong wears, like, a red, she wears, like, a, what is hers, a suit? I don't remember. I have not actually played, right, she does wear, like, a sweater dress. Wait, that's crazy. She does wear a sweater dress. Oh my gosh. Is that what you call a bodycon suit? Kind of. It's more, I guess it's kind of like a bodycon. It's definitely a tighter fitting sweater dress. But oh my gosh, Lewis, thank you so much. And I hope you like the sweater. I did not, right, Ada Wong wears a sweater dress. I did not even think of that. But that could actually work if I ever do a cosplay or something. Also, I'm Asian, so it helps. And just need to do the makeup and hair. Oh my gosh. But Lewis, really, thank you so much. And it's always good to see you. My goodness. Good morning. I guess it's morning for you. It must be early, really early for you. Oh my gosh. But thank you, Lewis. Really. Thank you so much. To update you, I'm having my morning coffee in my women's suffragist movement mug. And then we're about to read some love letters. I picked up this new book. I was just yapping about all the books I bought recently. And it's your funeral. Hello. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. How are you? And Insanity Quill, welcome to the Twitch side. Hello. We are happy to have you there. And thank you for the follow. Truly, you've been really, really cool to chat to. Really. Bringing the good vibes, Insanity Quill. And Lewis, 8 a.m. Right. Wait, yeah, I'm only 4 hours ahead of you now. That's so nice. Eastern time people, only 4 hours ahead now. I feel so close to you guys. And you're having coffee too. Well, cheers, Lewis, really. And thank you so much, as always, for being here. I hope you enjoyed the chatting today. We're just doing some cozy morning vibes, chill vibes here. But really, thank you for just being here, enjoying your coffee with me in the morning. I hope you have a great day ahead of you, Lewis. Really. Thank you for everything. And it's your funeral. It's great. How you been? I've been doing so well, thank you. And I'm glad. Or sorry, why did I say it's great? You're great. I'm glad to hear that you're doing great. Really, that makes me happy to hear. And Fatima and hello, and only 1 hour before Poland, right? Guys, this time zone is like, at first I was like, wait, like, oh, it's gonna be kind of tough, like being in a new time zone. But this time zone is so much better than my old one, I feel like, because now it's like I'm so much closer to most of my audience actually, and I'm not too far ahead of the Eastern time people. And Astra, it's so hard to learn about Filipino history because there's so many censoring and political agenda and nothing much about pre-Spanish colonization. But then there's been a series of films that's been really cool. General Luna, Goyo, the boy general, and the second ever president. They tease next film being about, oh my gosh, okay, wait, Astra, I know like nothing about Filipino history, so that would actually be really cool to watch. Wait, I'm gonna legit screenshot that because I'm gonna be my man. My Portuguese man, he loves films. Like, that is his life's passion. So maybe we could watch them together or something. That'd be so cool. Thank you for sharing this. We got those screenshotted. All right. Oh, and the book came with this cool bookmark. Okay, I've been yapping for 35 minutes. I should get on with it and actually read the first one. By the way, I've not read any of these, so we're going to be exploring this like together. But yeah, it's just, again, for context, this book has compiled love letters from World War One, because they were just receiving such high volumes of letters, and it seems like it's divided into 5 sections, I believe. So there's like, the first section is called, like, I know it's also it's mirrored, so I'll just read it out loud to you guys. It's called like Chiro Blue Eyes, which at first I'm like, what does that mean? But I think that's about like kind of letters being sent at the beginning of war, where they're just going off to war. And then somewhere in France is the next section where, you know, it seems like they're, you know, starting to get into the middle of the war. And then there's separation and longing. There's après la guerre, which I'm guessing is, it's interesting they put après la guerre kind of, which means after the war in French, in like the middle. So I'm curious why, because they have silver linings. Yeah, they have like, I wonder why. I should probably look at the context there. Why they put like after the war in the middle of the book. So that's going to be interesting. And then Silver Linings, The Longest Goodbye. And The Longest Goodbye has a letter from Winston Churchill to Clementine Churchill. And oh my gosh, hello! I don't know how to say your name. It's in, I don't know what language, is that Russian? Oh my gosh, I'm probably guessing so wrong. But hello, welcome on in. Hello. For some reason, if I know you, YouTube has been showing me people's usernames rather than their names, so I've been like not recognizing people. So if I know you, just let me know. But yeah, right now it's showing your username in Russian or something that I cannot read, unfortunately. But yeah, there's also The Dark Days, which that looks like it'll be heavier poems than the end of the war. I don't know if I should start at the beginning. And Sandy quote, also another neat read, scratch your brain, is The Car, the rise and fall of the machine that made the modern world. Ooh, that will be nice to look into. That is an area that I don't know much about, but I would love to know more about. I've always said I wanted to learn about cars in some way, and history might be my alley. Maybe being a mechanic wasn't my life's calling this time around in this life, but at least I could learn about the history of cars. That would be really cool. I really wish I went to school for history. Okay, let me see. Maybe I'll just start from the beginning. Yeah, it just explains how, the amount of letters they were receiving was crazy, and they employed like thousands of post office workers because people were just sending so many letters, and they were really like prioritizing it says the efficient delivery of letters and parcels was given high priority. So it was like a big thing, because you'll see in a lot of these letters, like the soldiers talk about how like being able to talk to their wives and their women and stuff, it really kept them going. So this will be interesting. Let's see. So yeah, so the first section, I'll take some from each section, but the first section, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna say the word hello! What do we have here? Teaching us a read stream. Yes, reading stream. No, I need to read this book. Well, I want to read this book. And also I might be pulling on it for an essay that I'm gonna write. So I'm like, I may as well come on here and hang with you guys while doing that, because I want to hang with you guys, and I get so excited talking about this with you guys. So yeah, you're coming in right as I'm pulling up the first love letter that I want to pull from. I've not read any of these, but yeah, so the first section is all about saying goodbye and heading off to war. and how for some it was easier than others, and soldiers' letters of farewell to their wives and sweethearts vary enormously in tone. In the early days, patriotic fervor and a sense of adventure kept feelings buoyant, right? And that's interesting too, where even in how I was taught history, it was a lot about how World War One is a lot about patriotism. But then you start, and overall there was a lot of patriotism, but then you start reading individual accounts of why people went to war, and you actually see patriotism very rarely stated as a reason, at least in the accounts that we've been pulling on in class. So it's kind of interesting how there's this overall sense of patriotism being the reason, but then you look at individual accounts and it's actually rarely stated as a reason people go to war, like individual people choose to enlist. So it's really interesting that there are some historians trying to kind of rewrite that narrative now that's less about patriotism. I love history class. And Jay, hello! And oh my gosh, thank you for being here along for this. And I really hope you have a great day and a great morning. Hope this is a good start to your day. Sacred the Reiki, hello! Nice to see you. And Jay, I think wartime propaganda also has a lot to do with that as well. Right, and I think before, I don't know if it's a misconception yet. I don't know if we can call it a misconception, but the idea, and oh my gosh, Jay, thank you for the heart, by the way, there. Oh my goodness, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, I think the misconception, and for the likes as well. Oh my gosh, Jay, thank you. But yeah, what I was gonna say is the misconceptions maybe was the effectiveness of that propaganda. Maybe now we're starting to look at, because it's the idea is that there was a lot of propaganda for patriotism, and then it worked, and that's what drove people to go to war. But then you look at individual soldiers reasonings for going into war, and they rarely state patriotism, at least in the British accounts that we've been looking at. So curious to see how effective that propaganda was, or if it did something but not what they thought it did. And I'm going to say dear beloved, World War One kind of sucks. A Serb shot an Austrian, so myself an Englishman has to fight the Germans and France. Pretty much the summary there. And Jay, thank you again. And it's a very fun topic to think about. Yes, it brings me alive. Oh my gosh, it brings me alive. It really does, because it's so important. It's so important to look at, right? Even just that very zoomed in topic of propaganda and did it do what we thought it did. Oh my gosh. Okay, first letter. This one is Corporal. My goodness. And if I mispronounce things, I'm sorry. We Canadians pronounce some things weirdly, and also I just sometimes mispronounce things. Because the whole lieutenant thing. That's a very British. Is that, I don't even know what, there's different ways to say in different countries, right? But Corporal Alfred to Joyce Francis. So Alfred was already a volunteer soldier with a London regiment when war broke out in August 1914. He was called up immediately for active service, and after 3 months training, he was sent to France. From his training camp, he sent a letter to his sweetheart on the eve of departure. This was on October 25th of 1914. Darling Joy, I must write you one more line, dearest, to say goodbye before we go, as God knows when I shall see you again. I am so awfully glad we are going. It is what we have been waiting for so long. It has come so much sooner than we expected or hoped. I heard about it yesterday afternoon when I was going home. I called at our headquarters at Euston, where I found the 2nd Battalion being got together, and was told the 1st Battalion were to leave for France on Monday. I think there is not much doubt that we are really going. We were served out with new rifles this afternoon, and we believe that we shall be at Southampton tomorrow night. I wish I could have seen you today, and I can't bear the thought of going without saying goodbye to you, but perhaps it is better as it is. So now, dear, it is goodbye, and may we meet again if God wills. You know that if I am allowed to come back, I shall feel exactly the same to you as I do now, and shall be ready for you whenever you can come to me. And you know that I shall come straight to you and ask you directly I come back. It's a funny game, this war. We are all fairly shouting with joy going, and I dare say we shall soon be cursing the day, and then when we get back, we shall say we have had the time of our lives. Goodbye, darling. May God bless you and keep you. Goodbye, little girl. Mickey. Damn. So that's interesting. He left without even being able to say goodbye. There's no follow-up information on what happened to him or if they were reunited. That's the only letter we get from this couple. Damn, so he left without saying goodbye. And like he knows, so he's excited, he's happy, but at the same time he knows he's gonna, okay, so he goes through like I'm excited, but I know that it's gonna suck, but then I know we're gonna look back and say we had the time of our lives. I'm guessing that probably changed for him, but wow, we'll never know what happened. And Riven, hello Riven! Hello. For some reason when I joined I thought you were holding a feather with ink and typing with it. Oh my gosh. That is a wild image. Holding a feather with ink and then typing with it. And that sad story. We don't know. It could be a happy story. They could find each other again. But I guess that's another thing with these letters is we'll never really know what happened, because if they do find their way together, then there won't be another letter to tell us. So we just have to wonder, like, do they find each other again? And again, him leaving without saying goodbye to her. That does remind me of, yeah, like, I feel like I like reading these letters because I feel like it's so easy for us to kind of see ourselves in there, where it's like, even in some of his tone about how, like, maybe it's better we don't get to say goodbye, as reminiscent of just, like, me saying goodbye to people when, like, okay, this is so, like, okay, no, just wait, that was about to come out wrong. Obviously not comparing any of our experiences to World War I, but just, I mean, like, it's easier for us to kind of relate to these emotions, because we do talk about in class how, like, it is appropriate to say how, like, yeah, every war is so different, but there are some emotions that are just shared throughout every war, you know, like, there are some emotions that are just felt, and that is what kind of will help us really just understand experiences of war, even just as people sitting here. It's like human emotions, that doesn't change. It's just a context which creates those emotions changes. And yeah, and Jay, World War I was such a brutal war too, one of the first massive conflicts fought with modern weapons. Yeah, no, it's that's another interesting thing to look at. I mean, like, I was in the museum yesterday, and I was in the museum yesterday, and they kind of put it in, like, order of, like, there was just so many examples of, like, real weapons used in the war and stuff, and being able to see, like, how, like, oh, at first they were bringing, like, they had, like, actual, not just replicas, but, like, actual, it was so cool to see, like, actual weapons used in war and stuff, and they had, like, you know, before you see, like, people were still bringing swords at first, like, those, like, sword, you know, like, those, I forgot what it's called, but, like, one end is, like, a sword. We're still bringing those for a bit, and they realized really quickly, oh, that's not gonna work out. And just think it's crazy. And it was crazy also just seeing, again, this pilot that I talked about, the Red Baron. I've seen many replicas of his stuff, like his plane, but seeing it had an actual piece of his plane in there. Like, it was just like a piece of fabric this big, but they had a piece of fabric this big that I think an Australian tore off from his plane that they now have in that museum. That was crazy to see. And Jay's also when chemical weapons were first used, the Germans used them on the British, right? Yeah. And you know what, like, thank you for having me. Bayonet, yes, thank you. And I hate that I think of pizza when I hear Red Baron. Right, there's a Red Baron pizza place, right? I remember finding that out, like, at some point and being like, oh, interesting. And thank you for the hydrate, Sandy Quill. I'll technically dehydrate with coffee, but just pretend I'm drinking water. Yeah, the interesting thing about chemical warfare that I learned yesterday was I was actually, like, it's like, it was very, like, detrimental in terms of, like, you know, blinding people and suffocating people and just putting them out of commission temporarily. But it was interesting to see actually just they were talking about how it actually resulted in very few casualties. It was just like it put people out of commission, but it actually wasn't as deadly as I was under the impression that it was with the way it was described. Like, it's terrible. Yeah, it did terrible things, but actually it didn't result in that many casualties, which is why one of the reasons why they stopped using it. And oh my gosh, thank you for all the roses, Jay. I really appreciate both the support and, of course, just most importantly, you being here and just talking about the stuff that's bringing up such good stuff to talk about. Really, thank you for everything. And it took a good little while before gas masks were developed for it, right? And oh my gosh, I wish I could show you guys a picture. Maybe I can. Let me see if I can pull it up on my laptop, because I'm streaming from my phone, unfortunately, so I can't show you guys anything that's on my phone. But I don't have access to it right now, but I saw pictures of, they were training horses. They to wear gas masks. Like they had a picture of, it was labeled like gas mask training for horses, where they would put like these giant gas masks on their horses. I was like, I did not even think of that, of how, yeah, they need to train their animals to be able to wear gas masks. And I'm gonna say where she was totally cheating on whoever wrote that letter. Whoa, now we don't know that, okay? We don't know that. She responded with the equivalent of a one-word text back then. Oh my gosh. And here's my advice: finish school for marketing, whatever, and then go to school for history on the side while you make money. Right? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish my business degree. Definitely. I only have a year and a half left. There was never a doubt in my mind about that. I will probably complain for the rest of the year and a half, but I maintain my right to do that. But yeah, finish my, and I do think, I'm of the opinion that some people go back to school too much. I don't know if I'll stand by that opinion. That might change. Like, just some people have like so many degrees, and it's like, and the only reason I say it's good to be educated, but like degrees cost money and time. I'm like, maybe what would be so cool is if I finish with my business degree and then just do learning on the side and maybe make content about what I learn. That would be cool, because I don't know if I would go for a history degree, just because I don't know. Maybe if I moved to the UK, I would, just because the UK actually has has opportunities for a history degree. But if I stay in North America, I don't see much benefit to a history degree, unfortunately. Maybe a math degree would have been cool, though. I do kind of wish I went for a math degree instead. It's a happy medium between stuff that I love. And Insanity Quill, letters from fallen soldiers I was found in their pockets are always heart-wrenching. Yes, oh my gosh. And I think we'll be seeing, that was a fairly light one to start with, but I do think we'll be seeing more of those soon. I'll skip through sections to get different points of view throughout the war. But yeah, there will be some tough ones to read. In Insanity Quill, time to play Battlefield 1. The intro's, in my opinion, one of the best World War I media created by modern times. Right, I do actually own Battlefield 1 thanks to one of my mods. Shout out Chano, hope he's doing well. But I just haven't played it yet. Because I think like he got me Battlefield 1 when just we were also in the Path of Exile 2 beginning, the early days. So just never really got around to it. And Jay, thank you for being here for the journey. Again, I really appreciate that. Really do. I'm glad that you're enjoying this, it seems. And the slam pump shotgun was a game changer, where soldiers realized they could just hold the pump and rapidly pull the trigger. I did not know about that. Yeah, the tech side I do not know much about at all. Something to look into for sure, which is just great. Like, your recommendation for that car book and then this stuff to look into. Yeah, I admittedly like have less interest in that side, which I do feel like I should, for a more well-rounded education, I should obviously look into it. Yeah, definitely been more focused on the experience side. Thank you for the follow. I'm not Agumo and Cyberpunk 2030. Welcome on in, guys. And Ofarman, Miss, you have a right to complain about university. All complaints will be ignored by authorities, though. And they probably should be. Just take this as a student just being a little annoyed and just complaining. Don't take it. It's not meant to be taken too deep. And Zavimo, I think a math degree would suck in terms of doing it or in terms of like career prospects. Because the main reason I didn't choose one was career prospects. But there are only two subjects in school that I've ever loved so much that I've done extra work for. Every other subject I only do the bare minimum to get a good grade. And oh my gosh, Jay, take care. You have a wonderful day as well. Thank you for everything. Really. And I'll guarantee you'll see the same whip as you saw in the museum in Battlefield 1. Exciting. Maybe we should play it. That'd be cool. Play it on stream. That would actually be a relevant game to play on stream as well. And thank you again for the roses, Jay. Really. My gosh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Truly, everything I appreciate. And I'm going to say where to keep going to school to never pay back my student loans. Oh my gosh. And there's an online mobile strategy game I play called Call of War. It's basically a good strategy World War II game. Really, civilization, but mobile and basic AF. That could be a good entry into strategy games, because Civilization looks hard. So good suggestion. Might take that week. That would be cool stuff to play on stream, because I want to be more intentional in the games I play. So that'd be cool. And Cyberpunk, hello with the peepo. I love peepos. Thank you for saying hi there and doing it. That's fair. Yeah, I do think a math degree would be very rigorous and difficult. But I was saying there've only been 2 subjects I've ever felt so passionate about that I've gone above and beyond to do extra work and research, and that's been math. Well, calculus to be specific. I wasn't that into pre-calc, but calculus, that's when I really got into math. And then only calc. I've only done calc 1, and I did calc. Okay, it's interesting. My high school taught calc 2, but like calc 2 material, but then in university I went and only completed a course in calc 1. It's interesting how my high school taught calc 2 material, but I never actually got the university like course credit for calc 2. I hear me out. History Channel the Court. Oh my gosh, wait, that's actually fire in Sandy Quill. That's a fire idea. And Lewis, thank you for still being here. I appreciate that. Just you still being here and everything, Lewis. Truly, thank you. It means the world to me. And F Dave, welcome on in, and thank you. And Sandy Quill for World War II, I believe it was a trench shotgun that the Germans complained about and wanted it removed from war combat. Really? They wanted it removed. I did not know about that. And Ninja Cool Pants is saying hi to Lewis. Thank you for saying hi to Lewis, Ninja Cool Pants, and I'll pass that message on to Lewis. And Imperial's Limo, aren't war letters often inappropriate? I think also in this book, they, like, it being in a book, they choose obviously the ones that are more appropriate. Like, there's no like age warning on this book or anything, and it is more catered. But I'm sure there's a whole range of them. And Lewis is saying hi to Twitch. I love this. Thank you for saying hi to them, Lewis. We all appreciate you. And Sincere Mango, welcome on in. I would write love letters to you every day. I think I'm good, but yeah, I think I'm good on that. We can just focus on these educational love letters here. Okay. So we read one of somebody. Let's read like 1 or 2 more of somebody going off to war, seeing their beginning perspectives. And with each love letter, you'll fall deeper in love. All right, I'm gonna have to time you out for a bit, just because I want to be very respectful of my relationship. So yeah, goodbye, Sincere Mango. Thank you for being sincere, though. Hellstone, hello, Hellstone, and good morning to you. Oh my gosh. Work, right. It is 1 p.m. for you. I actually don't know if you're an hour ahead of me or if we're the same exact time zone, but Hellstone, thank you so much for dropping by. I hope work is going smoothly. Hello. I always appreciate you being here. 1:30. All right, you are an hour ahead of me. Noted. So it's past your lunch. And Snoopy Doodles, hello again. Oh my gosh, and thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. How are you? I'm ready for the rave. Let's go. Okay, it's a little less hype today, but more of a calm vibe. But I hope you enjoy the more calm vibe, hopefully. No raves yet, but we'll bring the rave later, Snoopy Doodles. Thank you again. And the Sacred Green alone, what you're reading? We are reading Love Letters of the Great War, which, speaking of, I'm going to get to the next letter. So we just read one, for those of you who just joined, on a soldier saying goodbye to his girl. Well, through a letter, because he didn't get to say goodbye in real life. And we never know if they get reunited. So next one is from Lieutenant Jeffrey Boothby to Edith. I'm guessing Edith is his girl. So Jeffrey had only just met Edith when he was sent to the front, where he served with the Royal Engineer Tunnelers. Edith was very young, only 17, and Jeffrey not much older at 20. They had spent 4 days together, and theirs was very much a fledgling romance. Fledgling romance. Fledgling. I don't know what that means actually, which would in part account for the breezy tone of the letter. Okay, so it's kind of like, I'm guessing it's kind of like a fling. Darling, you now have a real, live, lonely soldier somewhere in France. Only he's not very lonely. Also, it's beastly conceited to imagine you hadn't got several others. Let us say another boy in France. Also, please forgive him if he's not feeling depressed or homesick. He's not. Never been more excited in his life before. You see, we're waiting way back behind the firing line for our turn for a little amateur scraping. Knowing you as I do, having been in your company for, I believe, a period of 4 incomplete days all told, knowing you as I do, I repeat, I feel certain you will condone this temporary lapse from heartbrokenness under which I am supposed to stagger. Only once have I strafed the Germans for bringing me out here to make a nuisance of myself, and that was when I got your telegram, which got here yesterday, by the way. However, it's not much use kicking up a row about it. Kitchener's not one of my intimates, so I'll have to pass it over this time, and qualify to be a divinity by your method forgiveness. To come to some real news, we've had a mixed sort of time since we came out. Easy billets and some very moldy marching. The men stuck it damn well. We had a long march under the most trying conditions for some of them, especially those with tender feet. The notorious pavé or cobbled roads are the last word. As usual, our regiment came off easily best in marching, having 2 fall out against 82 of another regiment. Okay, some of these I'm having trouble reading, as you can see. Please forgive me, my first time reading this. Some boys ours, grousing all the while, but sticking to it like Trojans. We are now within sound of the big guns and sight of aerial scraps, which seem to occur every evening. Haven't seen one brought down yet. We have great fun getting the inhabitants to execute our wishes. I haven't been stumped yet, though I can't understand a word they answer. We have been issued with a blue book of useful sentences which, strange to relate, are useful. I stride into a new billet. What's a billet? Is it meant to say BA? Rap out my stock phrase, Vede book, and thenceforth carry on with patchy sentences or scattered words. Works, though, you'd be surprised at the powers of understanding these people here. Well, I suppose we're fixtures here for a month or 2. Happy days, Churro Blue Eyes, Jeff. Okay. Wait. So, he's right into his fling. It is, I do see, like, even the preface saying the letter's a very breezy tone. So he's like, the war has not hit him at all. They've pretty much not seen any war. Already complaining of cold feet, though. Literally, not like getting cold feet, but literal cold feet. Which is just, becomes a huge problem in the war later on. And just kind of getting fun, great fun getting the inhabitants to execute our wishes. Interesting. And now I know where the title for this whole section comes from. Churro Blue Eyes. He's referring to her, like, I'm guessing she has blue eyes. And Astra, thank you for the definitions there. Fledgling, a young bird that has just fledged of a young bird having wing feathers that are large enough for flight. Thank you, Astra. Okay, so wait, let me look at that again. Fledglings. Where did it say that? Shoot, where did it say that? The one thing about paper copy books that I don't like is you can't control F. Also, it's interesting. He's writing a letter to a girl that he's assuming is also with other guys. Oh, okay, wait. They have spent just 4 days together, and theirs was very much a fledgling romance. Okay, so very, very new. Very new. Thank you, Astrid. Yes, that was exactly it. Thank you. And he's only known her for 4 days. Yeah, pretty much. He's writing a letter to her. So I guess, he just kind of wanted to share what's going on. And with somebody. This was 26th of July of 1915. 1915. I was expecting this to be, like, 1914. So he still hasn't seen much yet. And they didn't have mobile phones back then, FYI. Thank you, Fatty Me. Yes, they could not just text. They could not just text back then. And Unlimited Mew, hello! So nice to see you. Good morning, good morning. And oh my gosh, I need to sneeze. It's getting cold here. And you look pretty in your hair. Oh, thank you, Unlimited Mew. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. And a Sandy Quill, the German protest cited Article 23E of the Hague Conventions, which outlined the rules of warfare, claiming the trench shotgun caused unnecessary suffering. Okay, perfect. Sandy Quill, I will take a look at that. Thank you. I do think a history section in the Discord would be amazing. I think we should do that for sure. That would be awesome. Welcome to the Discord, by the way. Yeah, that'd be so cool. We definitely need to do that. Because I do think it will be a big theme of my streams for a while, because I'm just so excited to talk about this stuff. And Unlimited Mew feels like I'm back in kindergarten. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you enjoy. I hope that's in a good way, Unlimited Mew. I appreciate you being here. And I'm pretty sure this was before the Geneva Suggestions. I've never heard it called the Geneva Suggestions. Geneva Suggestions. And what are you studying? Is it related to the contents of this book? Yes, actually, The Sacred Green. In fact, I am partially reading this book for my essay that I'm going to be writing. I need to write an essay on an individual experience of war, like a zoomed in experience of one person. And yeah, I bought this book. Perhaps if we can find a series of love letters, or just a love letter that's very descriptive of the experience, I could use it for my essay. And Mr. Tika, hello, good afternoon, nice to see you. And Lord Noms, hello, hello. And the Llama said, I have trust issues with accepted history, and you should. And you should, nice to see you, by the way, and you very much should. Like right now, a big thing in class that a big thing that my professor, his life's work is kind of doing right now is not rewriting, but questioning and unpacking the military revolution theory and all of what we've written about that, and how flipping all that on its head. Like, there's so much about the military revolution theory that very much discounts, for example, Asia's part in it, China, Korea, Japan's part in it, and just the way that they were, in fact, China, Korea, Japan were talked about it, and it were almost like they were behind and just following Europe, and kind of were working on rewriting that. That's kind of been a big focus of his, just looking at stuff like that. So it's good we have trust issues with accepted history. In fact, I was talking about how, like, these individual accounts also show, like, there's some things that, for example, like, we talk about what drives people to go to war, and how, because of how much propaganda there was related to patriotism, like, we assume that was the biggest reason, and that's kind of, like, what's often stated, that patriotism is a big reason that drove people to war in World War I. But then we look at these individual accounts, and it's like, wait, that's not, that they often do not state, that word is just not used. So yeah, good to have trust issues with history. And as in they were imitating European American revolutions, kind of, yeah, or that, like, that they just weren't as, that they, for lack of a better term, like, they just weren't as good. Like, they just, yeah, they viewed the fact that Asian countries weren't trying to conquer Europe, trying to conquer, like, just, take over the world, essentially. They viewed that as a sign of, like, weakness and them not being as technologically evolved. But it's like, there's reasons why, like, there might be very valid reasons why they did not want to, and that's how the recruiting propaganda was framed. That was framed in patriotic terms, right? So just, like, the effectiveness of that propaganda, I'm starting to question. Just, like, looking at, it's like, we think that because the propaganda was framed as patriotic, that's what drove people, because a lot of people did join, and it was effective. I shouldn't say I'm questioning the effectiveness of it, but just questioning, like, okay, they framed it as such, and it worked, but if you actually look at individual accounts, it's still important to separate, like, individual reasonings and what, like, I don't know, you could look at a patriotic ad, maybe not ad, you could look at a patriotic poster or a patriotic recruitment ad, we'll call it ad, but you could, like, look at it and form your own individual reasons for wanting to join that are outside of just the patriotism on the ad. And now reading individual accounts, it's like, yeah, a lot of them, like, they take something out of that patriotic ad that is not patriotism, you know. And I don't read history. I make it, you died. Mr. Tika, that is something that I have been thinking of, where I'm like, okay, I would love to dedicate my life to history, but then it's like, wait, am I just living in the past? I mean, obviously history applies to the present and the future, but how much of the past do I want to live in? And rabbit holes everywhere in history, yes, oh my gosh, for sure. It's just, and this kind of goes to what the Sacred Green is saying about how you have to track motivation over the course of an individual's wartime experience. Yes, the amount of time that this stuff takes, and it's like, I could dedicate my whole life to just I could dedicate my whole life to studying history, and I'd really only be able to study one small fraction of it. It's just like I could dedicate myself to just studying one event, one war, and yet it's like I would only be able to truly get a look at like one rabbit hole, or it's just so much to look at, and I want to know it all. And we love propaganda here. That's quite a statement. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, that's kind of like what one of my other professors is doing, is tracking those individual wartime experiences. That's been her, I guess you could say, life's focus, while the other one's life's focus has been the accepted history of military revolution. They're just such cool people. And they are treated as suggestions. That's very true. That is why I found I'm going to say the words. Comment. They're very amusing. The Geneva Suggestions. The Geneva Suggestions is not propaganda if it's the truth. Right. And whatever we say here is the truth. Am I right? Sarcasm there, obviously. All right. I want to read one more about going off to war. Ooh. There's so many interesting ones. And it might be patriotism to begin, but then evolve into something else. You have to actually track it. Right. And, like, I will say, like, obviously my prof was trying to tell a certain story with the ones that she pulled. But she pretty much pulled... And you know what? It could be interesting that... You're right. It could be... Because these soldiers are often they were not interviewed when they joined. They were interviewed after and asking to track their own thoughts. So it is possible that they... You know how, like... your own perspective on your own story can change, right? It's like maybe like, so a lot of them, you'll hear them start trying to state like, oh, like I joined at the like looking back, they would say I joined because I needed money. I joined because I was being like, I don't know, like one of them stated like there was a lot of domestic violence at home, so I would rather like for me, violence on the battlefield was better than domestic violence at home because at least it didn't feel personal. So looking back, they say that, but I do think like it's not really, it's not coincidental that it's not very possible a lot of them just forget that they were patriotic. I think they would have at least stated that, because a lot of them remember, for example, wanting adventure. They would say like, oh, I wanted adventure and I was, foolish for thinking that. So they remember that. So I don't know how possible it is that a lot of them just forgot their patriotism when they look back. Like, even if their patriotism turns sour, I feel like they would have some, based on some self-awareness that some of them have like displayed in their retrospective like views. I feel like they would maybe say something along the lines of like, oh, I was driven by patriotism, but then I realized I was like foolish. But a lot of them just kind of say like, I was driven by adventure, but I realized it was foolish. Or I never wanted to go to war, but my mom needed money. So, yeah, individual accounts there's definitely bias, there's definitely retrospective, there's also, like, thoughts are lost, thoughts are changed, and violence at home usually doesn't kill you, though that is true, though, there are some emotional pains that, I do understand that sentiment of, like, whether it's true or not, like, when you're actually in the face of death, obviously everything you think changes, but I do understand the perspective of like some emotional pains, or at least when you're not in the face of death, I can see how you can be led to think thoughts like, oh, like physical pain cannot compare to this emotional pain and stuff like that, or like death at the hands of a stranger cannot compare to violence at the hands of a loved one. I can see where you are led to think those thoughts. And Cyberpunk, oh my gosh, thank you for the bits. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. Thank you. Really, thank you for being here, just listening. Like, most importantly, thank you for being here listening to me yap about this. Like, you guys have no idea how much this means the world to me, to be able to talk about this stuff with you guys. It's because, like, it's one thing I feel like to sit in my room and learn about this alone, but then being able to discuss with you guys on top of that is just so great. Like, it really is. And the biggest propaganda campaign was the cigarette one. Right, the cigarette one. And you know what's been an interesting thing? I guess maybe like I haven't had much culture shock since moving, but one thing has been just how cigarettes in Canada are so looked down upon. Like, which is funny because we smoke a lot of weed there, which is also not great for you, but like smoking weed is so normalized there, but then God forbid you smoke a cigarette. Oh, you are gross. You know, but here it's like it's actually normalized. And actually funnily enough, weed here is very illegal in the UK. So like it's such a reverse situation whereas like in Canada it's like if you smoke a cigarette, people are like, you're so gross. You know, you're so gross. And like weed at least gives you something for your health loss. That is true. That is true. I do believe in the benefits of weed, but just a gross comment is funny to me because weed does smell like just skunk poop. And how about I don't know, Amsterdam trip plan. Actually, Amsterdam trip plan indeed. Christmas. And Deckern met Jordy. Hello, welcome in. Hello. Nice to meet you. Hello. I'm just going to hop on to one more letter from the beginnings perspective. And then we'll probably hop into another section of this book. So let's see. So this one's from Lieutenant... Oh no, I'm about to butcher these names. These are German, aren't they? Lieutenant... Oh, are they? Right, yeah, German. Okay. I will not try to pronounce these names. I'm going to just use first names. Lieutenant Erwin, insert German last name, to Violet, insert German last name, Violet Murchison, maybe? So on the day Germany declared war on France, 21-year-old Erwin of the Austro-Hungarian army. Oh, maybe, okay. One, on the German side. Wrote to his English. Wait, is he German? Wait. Wait. Let me look at this real quick. Can I try to translate? That'd be great. Wait, I'm getting confused. Let me look at this real quick. I'll skip this one. We'll go to another one. I need to do some searching of names of cities and such. Cause I'm like, wait, I don't know where the city is. I don't know my either Austrian or German cities. And McFlurry Mac, hello. Nice to see you. And I hope you're doing well. Let me see if I can get another British account. Okay, we got one to his wife. From a British guy. Those will be easier city names for me to pronounce. So I'm like, I don't know these cities. So I don't actually know which country he's even from. Work on that part. Americans almost beat the nicotine addiction until the companies made it taste like fruit. Right. Oh my gosh. And John, welcome on in. I just finished my first Dr. Seuss book. Nice. I don't know if I've read a Dr. Seuss book before, actually. Probably as a kid or something. And I couldn't met Jordy. I just had an insight. Are you open to a reading? If you want, of course, we could also do a reading for the people in the letters. Wait, what do you mean by a reading? Like, bring in, like, other people to read? Like, chatters or something? Yeah, if you could clarify. And War Letters, what book? It is just Love Letters of the Great War. Oh, tarot! Wait, I've always wanted to get a tarot reading. I've always wanted to do a tarot reading. Like, get one done. They're just so expensive, though. Yeah, because like I was actually at like so many markets here that have tarot readings, but then it's like they're all like 60 pounds or something, which I understand, like obviously like you want to compensate the tarot reader properly, but 60 pounds for like a 30-minute reading, it's expensive. Let me read. Okay, forgive me. I'm sorry, guys. I was not ready to deal with I don't even know. Are they German, Austrian city names? I don't know. Well, I'll come back to that. I need to research those city names. But we got one that's British now. Private Thomas Hughes to his wife. On his way to France, 26-year-old Thomas Hughes dropped a message in a green ginger beer bottle into the English Channel addressed to his wife. Oh, interesting. This one was dropped into... So this wasn't sent through the post service. Dear wife, I am writing this note on this boat and dropping it into the sea just to see if it will reach you. If it does, sign this envelope on the right-hand bottom corner where it says receipt. Put the date and hour of receipt and your name where it says signature and look after it well. Ta-ta sweet for the present. Your hubby. And then, okay, the actual note says, Sir or Madam, youth or maid, would you kindly forward the enclosed letter and earn the blessing of a poor British soldier on his way to the front this 9th of September, 1914. Signed, Private T. Hughes, 2nd Durham Light Infantry, 3rd Army Corps Expeditionary Force. Damn, so he just... Wow. And they found that. I'm guessing it never... Maybe he got back to his wife? Crazy. Huh. And it is on the house no fees. Oh my gosh! Wait, Decker Met. That's so kind of you. If you're down for that someday, that would be really cool. And McFlurry Mac, I thought you meant a bunch of dudes reading this love letter book. Me too. Which that would also be cool. That would also be cool. And I'm gonna say the word. I saw your comment before you retracted it. I saw it and I like it. And we can give it in the chat, really. Yo, if you want to, I'd be down to see it. And Aryan, hello Aryan. Hello. Nice to see you. Hope you've been well. And Fatty Meat makes me want to go out for a smoke. All this talking about cigs, or how I like to call them, lung torpedoes. And I'm gonna say the word, Alicia should be reliving her cigarette PTSD. Oh my gosh. And Aryan, you pop up in my feed short intro for sure. Well, first of all, hello Aryan. Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking a chance on this stream. Pretty much, I used to do mostly gaming streams, but I would always talk a lot during the gaming streams about like pretty much the topics I'm focusing more now on, which are relationships, self-improvement. Like I mainly talk to you guys a lot. Often it does kind of go off of what chat is saying in these streams, though sometimes I will prepare beforehand. Like for example, today, in terms of relationships and stuff, we're talking more about love letters of the Great War. So just kind of, I've been studying history in school, which is one of my biggest passions in life. So I have been talking about that more in stream. But again, it's really just kind of directed by you guys. And I'm currently based in the UK. I know that doesn't answer a city question, but currently based in the UK. And I'm gonna say a word. I gotta go there, literally ants in my pants. Oh my gosh, take care. My goodness. And you're gonna write a prank letter to your ex-girlfriend. Oh my gosh, that poor ex-girlfriend. Or is it the same one, or is it multiple different ones that you're actively pranking? And I made quesadillas. Oh my gosh, wait, Zanny quote. You made your own quesadillas? That's so cool. I'm such a non-chef, so that's really cool. And you have good vibes. Oh, thank you, Aryan. I'm really happy to hear. Thank you. McFlurry Mac, I hope you're doing well too, by the way. Oh, thank you. My gosh, you guys are so kind. And this fit gives therapist vibes. I can't place why. Probably because it looks more professional. Like, I don't know. That's why I tend not to wear turtlenecks that much, or I've started to not buy them as much, just because I feel like on the day-to-day they feel a little too professional. Though I will say, in Canada, like, I've always felt overdressed because it's very much like the style is Lululemon, athleisure, Arc'teryx, all that stuff. But here, I no longer feel overdressed. In fact, I just feel right correctly dressed or even sometimes underdressed. Like there are people who will show up to class like in full on like dress shirts and like just like everything. So I feel very much in my place right now. I gotta go change pants. Yeah, get some new pants. I'm gonna say the word, get some new pants, my gosh. Victoria Mac Professional is a breath of fresh air, especially if you look at the top of just chatting. That is true. It is different vibe for sure. I did think it fit today more, you know, like I felt like it would be a little not inappropriate, but it wouldn't be the best move. I don't know, be wearing a bralette and my hoodie while reading word letters. The Sandy Quill race reveal, I'm Mexican. Ooh, cool. Race reveal. Getting those details about you. Very cool. All right. Oh, I want to read, okay, one more, because this one looks sad. This is still in the section of like earlier days in the war, but yeah, and bralette, yeah, that wouldn't be free. Wait, free as in like, wait, what do you mean by free? But either way, I will say, like, as somebody who's more like flat, you know, there's a lot of clothes they can wear that like they sound like they would look a lot more sexual on other people, but they look just normal on me. Like they look just like normal clothes on me because I'm flatter. So that's one benefit of, you know, of being flatter, is that there's a lot of clothes I can wear that I think normally people would maybe get like even ashamed for or something, but then for me it just looks like a normal piece of clothing, which is nice. It doesn't look overly sexual, if sexual at all. So that's one benefit. But yeah, this is like the cover of, they actually inserted the cover of this postcard. And let me read it. So when Italy joined the war in April 1915, Giuseppe, hopefully I did not butcher that, a younger brother was called up to join the army. Their mother was horrified and asked Giuseppe, who had served in the army in the Italo-Turkish War a few years earlier, to go in his place. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, so his younger brother... Wait. His younger brother was called up to join the army, and his mother was horrified and asked her other son to join instead, who had already served in the army. This Giuseppe did, leaving his wife, Antonia, distraught. 2 years later, they still find parting hard to bear. This is in 1917. And last night I received a letter from you. Oh, wait, no, I missed a line. He calls her my angel. Last night I received a letter from you. I learned how strong was the pain on the day we had to separate. Do you remember those beautiful kisses? Do you remember the last one we gave each other between the tears? You did not dare to say a word. The tears were suffocating you. While passing by, you were at the window. The train guard also told me that. I didn't see you. I almost thought you didn't keep the promise made. I didn't dare to watch more than once. My poor heart was suffocated not by tears, but by a strong passion that I couldn't resist. You know what my beliefs were. Also having to leave you again, what sorrow. By the end of the year, we hope this will end. Greetings and kisses, Giuseppe. Enjoy these souvenirs from me in these rough mountains. You can find these flowers. Oh, wait, so this wasn't the cup. Okay, he, like, put, like, flowers with... Oh, my gosh. Wait, this one is... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this was written in 1917. After 2 years. Hey, it shows that love holds strong, you know? And welcome on in. Unfortunately, I don't know how to read your name. I'm on the TikTok side there, but hello. Welcome on in. Or it says, your average Iraqi. Welcome on in. And, we know who the favorite song was, right? That did feel a little, I'm sure there was more context to that, but that did feel a little shady. But wow, this is the first one where I think it's very much like we're getting to the sadder parts of this. And let's see what let's take a quick break and see what Decker met Jordy's saying here. You're worth more than you think. You've started to realize it more. You've always felt it. Now you're also beginning to think it more and more. The people around you want the best for you, even if they express it in strange ways. This sometimes confuses you, but no, it's not because of you, it's because of them. Your parents are strange, but don't worry about that. By the way, you're also very spiritual. Return to your life later on, you will do something with it, but it doesn't have to happen yet. You're kind, caring, even intellectual, even if you don't always feel the latter. You just need to give your body a bit more rest. Doing spontaneous yoga every now and then would be good. Oh, thank you for that, Decrement Jordy. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, really. And the reason I said the parents are a strange thing like that is because that would be quite accurate. My parents, yeah, they do have a very strange way of expressing how they care. Like I was actually saying this yesterday about how, and yes, Dark Majority, maybe this will be a good example on how it resonates, is which, thank you again for taking the time to type that, by the way, really, thank you. But how it resonates is like, I was giving this example just yesterday on how I was talking to my man about how I'm planning on staying either in the UK for longer, extending my stay, or coming back to study again in either France or Italy or Spain in September. And he was asking, oh, would your parents support you? And I'm like, yes, I know my mom, like I know my parents support me, but just the way they sometimes say it is like strange. Like pretty much when I told my mom like I got accepted into study abroad, yay, I'm going to the UK, her way of like expressing her support was like calling me a coward for not going longer, which in hindsight she was looking out for me, and she was right. Like choosing to just do one term, she was right. It is short. Like I am starting to regret just doing one term. I'm wishing I did more now because it does feel too short. But you didn't have to call me a coward by saying, oh, like you're such a coward for only doing one term. Like so like she is showing her support in a way, looking out for me, because she was right. It was too short. But you could have phrased that better than being mean about it and calling me a coward. It wasn't like in a joking way, just let it be known. It was in like a hurtful way. It was a hurtful way. And thank you for the follow and for the likes, D-Man. Thank you. I appreciate that. You fuck with psychology for sure, for sure. My gosh, yeah, we talk about that a lot on here. I unfortunately am not a psychology student, but I will say studying marketing does often veer into psychology. So at least I have a little bit of it in there, a bit of a way to express my interest. And we got your back, Sean. Thank you. And thank you for the follow, by the way, Decrement, as well. You've been very kind. Thank you. Appreciate you. And GSTFC, well, come on in, just say 6-7. And Optimus Prime, hello, what are you doing on Twitch? Ooh, pretty much, we're reading love letters right now from this book that I got. I know it's mirrored, Love Letters of the Great War. So just kind of chatting while doing that. And albino, typical Asian mom, like, what, you're a doctor? Call me when you cured cancer, right? Yeah, my parents, they are very strange in the sense that, like, in a way, they don't have high expectations when it comes to education necessarily. Or at least they don't anymore. They used to, but they don't anymore. But for some reason, like, when it comes to personal life stuff, they get really sensitive about it. Like, one boundary I've had to set is, like, in my last relationship, boundaries were overstepped to the extreme. That's, like, yeah. Boundaries were overstepped to the extreme. And I've made a very clear boundary that in my new relationship, I'm gonna need you guys to back off on like, I need to protect my relationship. Radical Candor, hello! Nice to see you. Hello, loving you in this top and show off these earrings. Oh, thank you. Yes, I got the red earrings with the red top, and it's actually a dress. There we go. This is a dress. I'm gonna put on some thermal tights under it because it's cold outside, but right now it's very warm, so I'm not wearing tights. Show off those biceps. I will say, Ninja Cool Pants, my muscles are fading at an alarming rate, because I just haven't been climbing. And okay, like, I will say, like, so before I was on a keto diet, and now that I'm off it, I can see the effects of no longer being on a keto diet. It's nice enjoying carbs. I'm happy to enjoy carbs and, like, have my body change slightly because of that. But I am seeing the changes now in my body and in my muscle definition now that I'm off my keto diet. And Sandy Quote, where my mods, like, I'll give them some love. Oh, thank you for saying that. Yes, my mods. You haven't, I don't, like, you haven't met them yet, but you will love them. Nim, Mason, Chano, Lillian, they're all amazing, cool peeps. And, ooh, Trembling Roots noted. Shout out to, yeah, definitely pull out your channel, Dr. Matt. And David, hello. Hello. And thank you for the follow there. Your Average Iraqi. Nature Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. You know what? I have actually never read it. It's a classic, and I have not read it. Many classics I have not read. I'm, right now, this is unrelated, but finally reading just classic Greek literature. Finally getting around to the Iliad, the Odyssey, and hopefully one day Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Which I know they do not fall in the same category whatsoever, but I just mean like classics as in like just old, you know, those books that are regarded generally as like more you know, more that stand the test of time is what I mean to say by classics, not the academic definition of classics. Trembling Roots, very cool. Pulling out. So this is Den Kermit Jordy's. Oh wait, you got the link. Okay, perfect. Thank you. There we go. Link in the chat there. And Den Kermit, all the same to you. You're very, very kind. Thank you. And Viridian, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello. Hello. Nice to meet you. And sorry, I feel like I did not give you the right energy there, Viridian. I was just confused why, because I muted my phone's notifications, but then I was hearing, like, you guys probably heard that too, like I got like text messages and I heard it, the notifications. That's why I was distracted. But proper welcome on in now. Hello. And Limited Muso being here as well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys all being here. My gosh, you guys are the best. And McFlurry Mac, nice dress. It looks like it's a human put on a sock. Wait, not a sock put on a human, but a human put on a sock? And Radical Candor, you got safety shorts? I actually don't. But I usually should. I should have safety shorts on. Yeah, I got a little lazy there. But we're all good. No flashing on camera, right? It's just a close call. And yeah, I did notice that. That was a bit of a close call. Because usually I'm wearing tights too, so I kind of just get used to wearing tights. But I'm actually not wearing tights yet today, because it's just warm in my room. But alright, should we move on to the next love letter? So we got a pretty heartbreaking one at the end there. So that was all from the section of still beginnings of war, like leaving for war. And Sol Bingsu, it has been a long time. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Life is going so good. Thank you for asking. And Joseph Texas, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. And it's a Nascent, I see. Hello, Nascent. Hello. Nice to see you. We're reading some love letters here. I'm about to hop into the next section called Somewhere in France. That starts on page 24. I don't know. I'm starting to see. I don't know if I can write an essay. Why did I get another text notification? But nothing appeared. It's heard the sound. My phone's being so weird. I think my phone's it's been acting up lately. Okay, so the next section is Somewhere in France. Soldiers on active service were forbidden to disclose their whereabouts, and so when writing home, they would often put somewhere in France at the top of a letter in place of a real address. This was, of course, a witty comment on the circumstances of war, but its vagueness sums up perfectly the situation couples found themselves in, hundreds of miles apart and never knowing when it would all end. The Army Postal Service, on all sides in the conflict, performed miracles in keeping loved ones in touch and conveyed millions of letters, postcards, parcels of home comforts, and love tokens to and from the front. Damn. I was thinking about this yesterday because I was reading about the volume of post messages that were delivered at this time. And it's they really, how they're managing to track these soldiers and everything and get these letters. I'm impressed by the amount that were actually delivered, to the right person. That's impressive on their part. And so I'm good. I'm in my last 2 weeks of uni. Oh my gosh! Congrats! That's so awesome! So exciting. Last 2 weeks. Ah, my gosh. Wow. Hope you're enjoying the last 2 weeks. I'm exploring back. It sucks that this is a dead art now. Everyone's like, just text him Durder. That is true. Yeah. This is inspiring me to want to write letters. Especially like, again, it feels weird to compare this at all to like current day situations. So, but I will say like I think like if we take the war out of this and just look at the greater love part, it's like I see a lot of hate for long distance relationships nowadays, and I understand why. They are hard, they can be painful. A lot of people have been cheated on through long distance relationships and such, but this does really show how like love can really hold true, which is so, it sounds so corny to say, but like I do think it really shows that, where they still, yeah, like they have such little contact, and yet they don't forget. They don't just you don't just forget about a loved one. Love impacts you so deeply, you can't just forget it. And also, like, as somebody in a long distance relationship, it inspires me to want to write letters. I do think it's something he'd be very into, an artistic person. They are from the soul and are really meant. Right, yeah, it's such a deeper thing than just, I think, being in close proximity to somebody. If you need to be in close proximity to remember your love for somebody, that's not really love. And I'm studying for finals, gonna miss uni. Oh my gosh, they inspired me to write letters to my friends after uni now. This inspired me. That's so cool, because it's inspiring me too. In fact, like, just like living in my residence right now, seeing the amount of students getting handwritten letters from their friends from other places in the world, it's inspiring. But finals, my gosh, good luck. Radical candor. The time they loved is in a different time than us, and it's so blissful. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of like romanticization of past love being better, but it's kind of like how there's always like there's always temptations everywhere, right? Like, for example, back then maybe their equivalent was like there's a lot of women who it was an important job at the time. Like, sex work was an important job at the time, because often that intimacy, that love, it's important for the soldiers, right? And there was that available for them, and that could be the equivalent of, I don't know, OnlyFans. You could compare that to like OnlyFans today, right? So there's always that temptation there. There's always that possibility of temptation, and yeah, like, it's easier to access on your phone and do like micro cheating and all that. But I think, like, I've come to realize, like, there were some people who've tried to convince me, like, oh, like, like, just nowadays, like, like, every man, like, it's just, if a man tells you he's not like looking at OnlyFans and like, like, just like OnlyFans models and stuff, he's lying to you. Like, I've had people say that, where it's like just the belief that like, oh, every single person is. But it's like, now I've kind of like woken up, gotten out of like that kind of negative circle of people thinking that way, and realized that's not true. That's not true. It does depend on like who you're with and what circle you frequent, and there, for example, maybe like political and religious beliefs and all that, it does all impact. And yeah, I'm happy to say I'm surrounded by people with more similar values now in terms of that, where it's just, we all practice more restraint. Like, for example, I've opened up about this, and I'm happy to open up about it again, where I was exposed to porn at a young age, and it's been something that I would interact with regularly up until recently, where I've surrounded myself with people that share more similar values, and like, I no longer do. And you can, like, temptation like that can be controlled and fixed. It's just about finding the right people who do so. And Pranjal, hello, and I'm on a train back to uni right now. Oh my gosh, back to uni. Hope you have a good day at uni. Assuming, wait, train is in like just like your daily commute, or are you like actually commuting like to go move into uni? And finding me still an important job. That's true. That is true. It's always an important job still. Though a bit different context today, but still, yeah, for sure. Always has been, always will. And Oh my gosh, hola, hello. Is that Charles in the chat there? Yo, welcome on back. The good old days. Wild statement, W change. That's a good way to put it. Wild statement, W change. Yeah, I'm very open about that stuff, so I'm happy to talk about it. It is the truth. It is the truth. And I do feel like being surrounded by the wrong people will almost like motivate you to interact with that content. I don't want to say wrong people, just wrong people in terms of your values. It will like motivate you to interact with that content even more. Being around the people who align with your values. If you don't believe in the whole, OnlyFans is normal to interact with that stuff type mindset, then it's like if you surround yourself with people who also think it's not great, then you will naturally motivate each other to just be better versions of yourself. For example, going back from vacation. Oh, cool. Hope you enjoyed. Vacation, nice. Nice. Much deserved. And Dominique Edwards, you Asian. I'll let you figure out that one. I'll let you do the thinking on that one. All right. Okay, so we're going to read the first one of Somewhere in France. I introduced it a long time ago and then yapped about other things that were totally just unrelated. Well, not really, but adjacent topics. So this was from Gunnar William Munton to Nellie Munton. So from their letters, it's clear that William and Nellie Munton had a close and loving marriage, and they both made great efforts to sustain it during their wartime separation. William sent Nellie long, solicitous letters and little poems, which he dedicated to her, and Nellie responded with a stream of packages packed with comforts and useful things. Christmas must have been a particularly difficult time for them, when thoughts of home came sharply into focus, but they coped with it in typical fashion. For William, though, the parcel of seasonal treats must have been a lifeline, and this was written on Boxing Day, December 26th. I'm guessing that's 1916. My dear Nellie, it is Boxing Day, but what a strange one. Still, I have had as good a Christmas as circumstances will permit. We are on the move again, but not for long this time. You would like to know how I spent Xmas Day, of course. Well, I spent about 4 hours of it walking up and down a country lane somewhere in France, waiting for the dump to come up. We got there at 10:30, and the dump didn't come until 2:30. I suppose the motor drivers stopped to have their Christmas dinner before they came along. However, I didn't mind so very much because I had my parcel, and it couldn't have come better than on Christmas Day, could it? It was packed very wisely and well, in fact, just how I would expect my sensible little wife to pack it. It was in splendid condition, and the postman who happened to stand by when I opened it said, if everybody packed their parcels like that, there would be less bad language used at the post office. And what a fine parcel it was, too. I had some fare on Christmas Day, after all, and let me say, darling, that the value of the contents was greatly enhanced by the simple phrase that this was your Christmas box. God bless you, darling. I only wish that I could be at home to say all I would like to. I want you to know that I am always thinking about you, dreaming about you, and longing to be back with you again. God hasten the end of the war and shorten these days of suffering and of pain. I commend you to his loving care and keeping constantly, and knowing that you, in turn, are praying for me. Continue to do so, Nellie, dear. More things are wrought by prayer than this world dreams of, and perhaps, as you anticipate peace is a little nearer at hand, God will end this bloodshed and slaughter. Goodbye, darling, and God always bless you with all the love of my being. Your affectionate husband, Will. And I think he wrote a poem for her. A New Year wish. For the opening of another year, I wish you joy and gladness, but that I know these days of stress bring sorrow, pain, and sadness. And so intend, I'm wishing you a new year filled with peace, and trust in the eternal God, and faith that shall not cease. I'm glad you like my bits of poetry. They are most of them original. This is So Was a Verse on Your Xmas Card, and also the little poem you evidently liked, The Link of Husband and Wife. I pass the time away composing little verses. God bless you, love. Oh my gosh. I wish they had the poem, The Link of Husband and Wife, somewhere. Maybe I could try to find it online. Wonder if it's known anywhere. Oh wow. I don't know what to say about that. Just I feel like this is like very what I expected when buying this book. Very much what I expected. Just the combination of love and devotion and prayer and hope, and the reality of also the suffering and bloodshed. Yeah, that was a great one. I see Momo in the chat. Hello, Momo. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. And Sandy quote, I would be too embarrassed to create such sounds from my mouth announcing the discovery of the content upon my own timeline. Wait, do you mean like your For You page like showing like content related to such after those sounds coming out after speaking those words or something? And really cool text goes really nicely. Oh, thank you, Deckerment. And right text. Gosh, we're in the habit of I guess like, yeah, there's like text in terms of like the academic word text, and then there's texts and text messages. And Fanny Me, I cringe at the religious undertone of those letters, TBH. Fair enough. In modern day, I know we have there's a lot less religious people, and also our relationship to religion is quite different now. Though, I mean, I think as somebody who is not religious, though I guess, which is an interesting statement, seeing as I now wear a cross, but anyways, that's a whole other story. But as somebody not like with a religious institution, it is still easy to understand, like, first of all, the context there of why, like, back then, right, like, religion was, there was a lot of, still, like, religious presence back then. Remember, 1918, and also, I could, just thinking of the situation they were in is kind of like, oh, you can really turn to, you know, like, so much of war it truly is, like, it's become less and less so, but still so much of war is just on chance. There's a lot of chance involved in that. You can only hope there is something out there that's making it all happen for a reason. And White Mono, welcome on in. Hello. And I Far Thard, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. And what's the stream about? Ooh, today we are reading love letters from World War One. Usually, so pretty much I started as like a gaming streamer, mostly playing games. We'll occasionally play games still, but while gaming, I also yap a lot about like relationships, self-improvement, all that stuff with you guys, just chatting with you guys. So I kind of just started gradually going towards just chatting more on stream, and now I'm also bringing in my other passion of history that I'm studying in school right now onto stream. And are they real letters or just the title of the book? They are real letters. They are real letters. Compiled, right? Because lots of letters were found, whether it be in soldiers' pockets or made available. Just, yeah, this is actually like a compilation of real letters. In fact, you got even Winston Churchill's letters to his wife in here as well, which we could read. But yeah, we've got British, American, French, German, Russian, Australian, Canadian perspectives, all of them. And being curious, welcome on in as well. And you study history at school. I do this semester. My degree is in business, but I finally get to study my real passion of history this semester because I'm on a semester abroad. So currently have 2 courses in the Department of Military History, War Studies, which is so cool. One in like global experience of war, which is what I think this book relates to more, and then another one actually history. Real passion revealed. Yeah, or I've always known it's my real passion, but also I'm Canadian right now in the UK, but in Canada, like, the usefulness of a history degree, a history degree anywhere is, like, employment can be challenging, but especially in Canada, even less opportunity. So it was not wise to pick one up, unfortunately, though it would have been my choice of degree. And Humblest of Knights, hello! Showing some distaste for Churchill there. Yeah, I actually have, speaking of love letters between Churchill and his wife, I actually have a photograph of them on my desk right now. Got Churchill and his wife there, Clementine. And I was gonna say something else, but I forgot what. So I guess I'll just pick another one to read. I am gonna hop off soon because I actually need to get to school soon. For my today is Greek literature. We're looking at Callimachus. And are you learning any Irish history? I am not. That is an area where I like the whole UK history in terms of whatever went on. Whatever went on there, I know pretty much nothing about. I've at most read some poetry by Irish poets at the time, and that is the limits of my knowledge on that part, unfortunately. And you are in UK now. Yes, I am. I am in the UK now, and it's been just absolutely lovely. Okay, so we just read one that was in the middle of war. Separation and longing. Let's take a look at that. That's another section in here. So let's go to that section, pull something from there. So, separation and longing, the section introduction. By the way, this is the image they chose for that section. A soldier's home was a rarity for many, an impossibility, and relationships were severely tried and tested by such long periods apart. Many rose to the challenge, but others were driven to the depths of despair. Some of the most beautiful and heartfelt letters were written during times of separation when, in calm reflection, love rose to the surface and was captured in words. And this one is to Daffodar. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't want to butcher these names, so I will try my best. And thank you, Unlimited Me, for being here. I appreciate you so much. Really, thank you. I'm glad this has been enjoyable for you. This one's from okay, I'm gonna butcher this name. To Daffodar Prayag Singh from his wife. Over 1 million soldiers of the British Indian Army, this is an introduction by the way, over 1 million soldiers of the British Indian Army fought in the Great War, and many served for the entire duration. It would have been difficult for an Indian couple to stay regularly in touch by letter, and even more impossible to be granted leave. Daffodar Prayag Singh's wife wrote to him in dramatic terms about the depths of her despair. This is in February of 1917. My husband, my heart feels that it could not sustain separation from you for a single minute, but it is now 3 years since I was last blessed with your presence. When then must my heart suffer? I am wandering alone in the wilderness of this world. I cannot realize when it was that I last looked on your face, and I would thankfully give my life as an offering to anyone who would bring me into your presence once more. What words of yours, my dear, need I recall to mind, when my very veins are full of love for you? And how can I enjoy any degree of happiness in separation from you? Therefore, I make this one request, that you should send for me, or write and tell me to come to you. But tell me precisely the place you are in, so that I may not fail to find it. You write to me about money, but what I care for money, I need you alone. I am in need of nothing else, and I do not hanker after riches. I am my Lord's handmaid, and would count it happiness even to starve in my Lord's presence. May God speedily bring the day when I, the grief-laden one, gazing in the glory of your countenance, will renew my life. Your wife. Damn. That's so much emotion. Yeah, that is a lot of emotion. Understandably so. 1917. See, he's been deployed since 1914. God. Yeah, my gosh. And your hand, hello! And take care of your hand. Thank you for stopping by. Always appreciated seeing your name in chat. And Dragon as well. Hello, Dragon. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. And Unlimited Me, that's how you know times has changed. People don't write letters anymore. And Fatty Me says they use smartphones, right? And I mean, it is obviously nicer to be able to write something to somebody and have them receive it and reply right away if they want to, but there is something different, obviously, to a handwritten letter that I think we feel with these. trying to just see. I want to pick maybe one or two more to read and then get ready to go to school. Do you ever write letters? Humblest of nice ass. I have not written letters that I've sent, at least not in a long time. I do have a lot on my iPad here that I type out. You could say my attempts at writing poetry or letters. I would love to, like, I recently bought a book. I've been starting to study poetry, for example. I've been studying Sappho, or beginning to, and Sylvia Plath and such. I would love to get into writing poetry. But a lot of letters I've never sent. But hopefully, maybe this is inspiring me. I should send them. Maybe I should send them. Maybe I should, because I do have, let's see, I'll just read some of the themes of mine that I've been writing. Yeah, there's a lot that I would start writing about, just like, I don't know. One of them is about, like, I just labeled it as in my notes, like, fine, I admit it, I love you. It's just about, like, admitting just how much I love somebody and how strongly I feel and how I don't want to hold that back, That one's not going to be sent. And, begrudging love, right? That's a good way to put it. It's begrudging love. Just, like, being like, fine, like, yeah, I admit it. Like, I've fallen for you so hard, and that's the truth. And another one just kind of just some of similar nature. One just, like, reminiscing on a love story. And then one asking, I guess, if I will be the one that always loves harder. And the one that got away, share verse. Ooh, okay. I'll share them when they're better. Maybe I'll share them when they're better. One day, soon enough. I do want to. That would be something that'd be cool to do. I think for some reason I find it a lot. Not for some reason. I think it's obvious. It's a lot easier to share with you guys and the actual people it's written about. And Megwa Badua, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. And the one that got away. Ooh, you know what's crazy? For me, the one that got away is now the one that I'm in a relationship with. Like, it's still insane to say that. But the one that got away from me when I was 16, life made everything make sense. And these streams are also good. I'm so glad you're enjoying Dragon. Yeah, no, this feels very, I like the topics and directions of these streams a lot, and I appreciate you guys being here for that, really. And Fatty Meat, the thing with the letters versus text is that you have something physical from the person, maybe some doodles on it, right? A bit of perfume on it. Oh my gosh, you're giving me so many ideas, Fatty Meat. Because I am thinking of how, like, yeah, I guess, like, the man we're speaking of right now, he's somebody, like, one reason that I feel so seen by him is, like, he's very much an artist. Like, his life revolves around film. Like, that's, like, his life's passion, movies, and as a result, he actually appreciates symbolism, and, like, being able to just, like, have those small symbols be appreciated. Like, for example, last time I visited, I left behind, like, this kind of nightgown that I wore when staying with him, and he really much appreciated that, me, like, leaving that behind, because stuff like that actually means something to him. And I feel like, I was thinking, like, I will be visiting him near Christmas, and I'm like, I want to get him a Christmas gift, but I don't want to just get him, like, I know, like, a thing, like, just a physical thing wouldn't be as meaningful as maybe something like what Fatty Meat's saying, where it's, like, a letter with, like, the scent of my scent, like, my perfume or something like that. So it's nice to have somebody who appreciates that. I guess you could say a fellow art enjoyer. He probably sniffed that nightgown like an addict. I will say, Fatty Meat, I did spray my perfume on it, which I know he likes. I could. We could hope. But yeah, for the story of that, I guess being curious is, and thank you for the lurk, Sandy. Cool, I really appreciate that. By the way, that lurk message is a reference to Elden Ring there. But yeah, the story is we met on a Zoom acting class when I was 16, you was 17, and like we were assigned to do like a scene from this teen rom-com, and I definitely was crushing on him hard. But then like we fell out of contact, and like I visited him again. I visited him for the first time last year, just like as a friend. Like I thought like all feelings were gone. But then I visited him again this year, and like he said some things that really resonated with me and really changed my perspective, and then it brought the feelings back. Clearly. And Dragon, I have to tell you something. I was watching a Sekiro, but you only gave boss times to the comments, but your fights with armies also good. Oh, okay, noted. Okay, so I didn't realize, Dragon, thank you for letting me know, because I assumed people didn't care about that, but good to know people do care. I will try to make more timestamps of just a regular fighting as well, Dragon. Thank you for letting me know about that, really. And I'll most likely be slain by them. Oh my gosh, a Sandy quote. Believe, you got this. You can beat the tree sentinel. Alright guys, I do think it's time for me to call it, unfortunately. I know I didn't get to as many love letters as I intended on today, just because talking to you guys will be talking to you guys has just been so great. Yapping is always the best part of this, so I'll try to focus a little more maybe next time we do this. I do want to do this again, but next stream you'll probably see me in Portugal, so that'll be cool. And Bradley, not Miguel, thank you for the likes there. I appreciate it. And being curious says like you reciprocated the feelings this time. I think that part is still a little in the dark for me, because now in retrospect he's saying like the last time he saw me he decided he was gonna quote make you mine, which is something I think that slowly developed over time, right? Like it wasn't like a on or off switch. It's just as we got to know each other more, right? Because like for me also, like I genuinely meant it when I said I was just thinking of visiting a friend, because like I thought it was just like 16-year-old crush, you know. But it slowly actually developed into something deeper. In Cyberpunk, I'm glad I found your stream. Have a nice day. Oh my gosh, I'm glad to have met you. You seem absolutely lovely. You have a nice day as well. And Ninja Cool Pants, you as well. Thank you for being here, really, as always. And Bradley Miguel, thank you for the follow on the Twitch side. I appreciate that. And sorry, I've started watching some other story, but I'll come back to your content soon. Of course, Dragon. No, never feel pressured to watch my content or anything. No, enjoy all that you want to. And Fatty Meat, how can we know when you're online next to you? Now it's on Twitch. Oh, I now it's on Discord usually. Are you on Discord, Fatty Meat? Let me put my Discord link out. By the way, guys, I have multiple chats, so if you're ever seeing chats that you don't see on whichever platform you're on, that is why. That's my Discord. Oh, no Discord. Okay. That is how I announce it. But usually Twitch people, if you use Twitch, you'll get like a Twitch notification. I don't know how YouTube lives work actually. But yeah, that's been I don't really know how to announce it on YouTube other than through other platforms. And Momo, you've been playing Sekiro? No way. Oh my gosh. How are you liking it? That's awesome. Sekiro. I do miss Souls games. I think when I come back from Portugal, I'll pick up Lies of P again or something a little bit. Though these streams have been just lovely. Just hard AF. It is very different, isn't it? I guess especially since you're coming from Dark Souls. Very different play styles. But I hope you're enjoying nonetheless. You'll get used to it. Once you get used to it, I think it'll get a lot smoother. It's just very different from Dark Souls and such. But Sekiro, what a fun game. What a fun game. All the things I learned in DS1, DS3, and ER are useless. Interesting. I did find that ER, for me, applied a good deal, but I think it really depends on the person. I hear that more often than my opinion on it, which is so valid. But hey, learning new things, exciting, isn't it? Exciting, isn't it? And Fatty Me on YouTube just shows on the main page when you're online. I see. Okay, hopefully it's been working all right. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't really know how to announce it on YouTube other than scheduling in advance, maybe. But as you guys know, I'm a bit impulsive on when I stream at the moment. But anyways, let me see who I want to raid into. See if any of my following's on that I want to raid into. We got King Kongers on. We got Snoobay, Lolclaw, good friends in the stream. All on Hanwhan Sale. You know what, let's raid into Hanwhan Sale. I haven't raided into Hanwhan Sale in a long time, so let's do that. All of you guys, take care. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Seriously, like, from the bottom of my heart. All of you guys watching and listening, I really appreciate that. Like, it means the world to me that I could talk about something that means so much to me, and you guys add such good insights into the conversation, and I'm just here to lurk, listen, participate, whatever. I appreciate it all so much. So thank you all. Let's raid into Hanwhan Sale for those of you on the Twitch side. For on the YouTube and TikTok side, just gonna end stream normally. Yeah, I'll be back. Next time you'll see me, most likely, maybe, no, I have 9 a.m. classes for the rest of the week. So next time you'll see me will be either on Saturday or when I'm in Portugal, which will also be soon. So everybody take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Now the awkward moment where for non-Twitch people, I stream separately.